Don't forget to check out and grab your copy of our 2 newly released books, Football: A Love Story and What Did Football Teach Me? These books feature over 100 stories from current and former coaches, players, executives, and entertainers from across the football landscape, describing what got them involved in the game, what they love about it, and what life lessons the game taught them. You can find your copy or order your copy from our website at footballgameplan.com/books. A new offensive approach will yield better results along the offensive line. The football motto is keep it simple, and even without Lane Johnson for 10 games, I think the productivity as a whole will be much better up front, as there'll be a lot of big on big, down and around, and combo and climb type of power football up front this season for Philadelphia. The tight end position for the Eagles is loaded in my opinion. Brent Selleck, Zach Ertz, and Trey Burton provides unique matchup opportunities for the Eagles offense. Selleck aids in the running game in addition to being a solid receiving option, while Ertz and Burton are move pieces that are excellent receivers and also after the catch. I would expect all three to be on the field a lot for Philadelphia. The cause for concern offensively is obviously the quarterback position. I think Sam Bradford can be productive and efficient in this offense. The issue comes if he's being too cautious and not taking those calculated risks down the field because of fear of making a mistake. Remember, his job is to not only lead this team, but keep first-round pick Carson Wentz on the bench. Right or wrong, it can cause a player to not be as aggressive out there on the field. The run game is also a concern for me as well. I wouldn't have traded DeMarco Murray, especially considering the fact that the Eagles are switching to a scheme in which he was most successful in while in Dallas. Ryan Matthews is a very good back that can get it done, but can he be that guy for a full season? Main guy, that's the biggest question. And the main guy aside, you look at Darren Sproles, rookies Wendell Smallwood, Byron Marshall, and Cedric O'Neal. They give Philly plenty of number 2 and number 3 options with top-notch receiving skills. The receiving core is another slight cause for concern. Who can step up and be the guy this season? Jordan Matthews led the team last year in receiving and has been solid, but they would like for him to be that game breaker that they're looking for on the flanks. Or will it be Nelson Aguilar in his second season, or Josh Huff in his third, or newly acquired Dorial Green Beckham as a guy that can be the premier playmaker on the perimeter? All three guys have the talent, but who will step up and help balance out their passing game is the biggest concern from this group. To be completely honest, don't let last year's numbers fool you. The Eagles have a very good defense, and I think this season will reflect that. They're switching back to a 4-3 and now boast excellent depth across the defensive line. A defensive front of Fletcher Cox, Benny Logan, Connor Barwin, and Vinny Curry is impressive. Sub guys like Brandon Graham and Bo Allen adds to that thought process as well. Now look for Marcus Smith to finally break through this season as a wide 9 defensive end. While they aren't deep at the linebacking core, they are stout. Jordan Hicks returns from an injury, and despite a down season, Michael Kendricks is still a solid backer that'll make an excellent book into Nigel Bradham. The 2 undrafted free agents to keep an eye on, Don Cherry and Mike Tavares, will find their way on the field somehow. Both are very athletic and give the Eagles what they want on both ends of defense. The secondary is also more versatile this year with the additions of safety Rodney McLeod and corners Leotis McKelvin and Ron Brooks. They also get Nolan Carroll back from injury, and guys like Eric Rowe and Jalen Watkins gives them cornerback safety type flexibility to be moved around the defense. Look for Malcolm Jenkins to be much better statistically with what has been added around him. The biggest cause for concern defensively for the Eagles would be if their defense is slow to make the adjustment to new defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz's scheme. Any slow acclimation could put you down early in this division, which could make it an uphill battle. That would be the biggest cause for concern. However, like I mentioned before, this is a very good defense, and despite the stats, you just hope that they get off to a great start. Another strong special teams group here in the NFC East. The Eagles actually have 2 options at kicker in Caleb Sturgis and Cody Parkey. Both are excellent, and I think the return game will get even more exciting this year with rookie Wendell Smallwood joining the mix with the explosive and ageless veteran Darren Sproles. And Donnie Jones continues to be one of the most consistent players on the football team. The road to the Super Bowl for the Eagles goes as follows. Number 1, I think Sam Bradford has to buy in. I think he'll be a professional and buy into what the Eagles are trying to build here in Philadelphia with the development of Carson Wentz and also the ownership of the team in 2016. He has to make sure he buys in and does his job to keep this offense on pace. Also, the receivers have to step up. If they can do that, it's going to open up this offense. It's going to make life a lot easier for Ryan Matthews in the ground game. And on defense, can they stop the run? If they can get better at stopping the run this year, they're going to be able to get off the field, which again puts their ball control offense back on it, and they should be able to sustain drives and pay off in the red zone. And the defense has to be able to get to the quarterback. That's one area of the defense that I want to see the Eagles improve in. I want to see them be able to get sacks on the stat sheet instead of just getting pressure. If they can do that, again, the Eagles can find themselves making a long run in the playoffs. I have the Eagles finishing 4th in the NFC East. Defense will keep them in each and every game, and I think we'll start to see their offense hit its stride by the second quarter of the season. The question down the stretch will be how much better can they stop the run, and will their offense be able to overcome one facet of their game, be it the run game or the passing game, and still be able to win. I can see Philly flirting with a 500 record this year.